Hello. A little early tonight. This is day 14. Y'all, I made it to day 14. I've been consistent. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Please let me know where you're tuning in from. So happy that you joined me this evening. This is day 14 of the She is Powerful March Challenge. And it is Tuesday. This week is moving along. Happy Women's History Month. We're still in it. It's for the whole month of March. And I would love for you to let me know where you're tuning in from on tonight. As you do that, I just like to make sure I share every evening to let you know that who I am. I am Dr. Jayla Ray, your heart coach, your strategist, and your encourager. I am committed to your sustained pivot as you journey on purpose with divine alignment. And we're going to go straight into it. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for joining. We're going to go straight into it so that we can end a little early. I want to start with a fact. And I put the fact in the caption of the video, of course. And I have I hear some noise in my background. There are more colors in a woman's life. I don't know if y'all hear that noise. There are more colors in a woman's life. Now, let me explain that because this was an interesting fact to me. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm back. I wanted to just share what that means. It says women can see a larger spectrum of colors than men. Isn't that interesting for women? Women can see a larger spectrum of colors than men. I thought that was very, very interesting. And it says research has found that between men and women are able to recognize 25% more colors than men and shapes. Research has found that between men and women are able to recognize 25% more colors and shapes. Now, let me tell you why. This was even more interesting to me as someone who has a science background, who taught science in the STEM spaces. This was interesting. There are very real differences in the way that men and women process color, resulting in strengths and weaknesses for each gender. There are biological differences in the way the brains and eyes of women work together to see, perceive, and make meaning out of color. It all stems from the way men and women have evolved over the centuries and their survival-based reasons for it. All of that plays a part in why women see more colors. Grace and peace, Latanya. Thanks for joining, dear. Hope you had a wonderful day. Now, in honor of Women's History Month, I'm always going to celebrate women, a group of women or a woman. Well, tonight I wanted to honor and celebrate women who were and are teenage mothers, as well as who have served or serving as a single mother. Why am I honoring this group of women? Because it is a unique journey that comes with a lot. And to press through these unique journeys, I believe it takes a lot of grit, resilience, and, especially as a teenage mother. And how can I talk about this? Well, I'm going to merge the two tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I'm honoring these women. I was a teenage mother. I had my son at 17 years old. Why am I honoring teenage mothers? Because they deserve it. Yes, there's a lot of chatter that happens on the outside, especially from the church. So then you have women who became mothers young, who then carry a lot of shame, a lot of embarrassment, and all the things just because of what people said that was supposed to be embracing and supporting them along the journey. So I wanted to lift up teenage mothers, those that were and those that are currently, because that was our journey. That is your journey if that's you right now. And you need to embrace your full journey and be celebrated as a full-grown woman, as a mother, even if it was at a teenager's age. I lived it. Thank God I had very supportive family, my mother, my aunts, my sister, my friends, and I pray that those that are on the same journey have that same support. Now, the other group of women in that same boat was the single mother. I can talk about it because I was that single mother. Teenage mother, single mother. So I'm lifting up both of them because they have unique journeys. I have so much that I can share about my single mother journey. And as a woman, I grew up as a mother. I grew with my son. I faced some things that other people may not have faced. I faced some hardships as a single mother that those that are not single mothers wouldn't have faced. It is a very unique journey that requires support, not only in the parenting phase of support, but also in the living phase, just the basics. Because if you only have one income in the house, that's different than having two, right? So we know that single mothers have a different struggle. So I wanted to lift up teenage mothers, single mothers. If you've been there now, either way, please know that you are loved. Please know that you have a group of people to encourage you. Find your niche, find your tribe, do all that you have to do to keep pressing forward, and close your ears to the outside noise. Outside noise kept me hindered for a long time because it kept me doubting me as a teenage mother and a single mother. Grace and peace, Mother Elliott. Thank you for joining in. So that's the women that I wanted to honor on tonight. So to go into about me, I tell you every night I'm a whole grown woman. I'm a whole grown businesswoman, and I'm a whole grown speaker. That is something else that I do in my business. I speak. I do keynote speaking. I do workshops. I do facilitations. And as a teenage mother and a single mother, the journey was so unique, and all of the outside murmurs, especially the church, like I said, it led me to a space where I am now to be able to speak in those spaces. I love speaking on those topics. I love encouraging groups of young girls, women, ladies along the way on those topics. So I love talking about that from the lens. Now, this is the important part. I love talking about it, but I love talking about it from the lens of being an overcomer of the odds. Hey, Bishop Dr. KK, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Hey, Chief Apostle Sybil, thanks for joining. So that's another part of who I am as a whole grown woman, a whole grown businesswoman, and a whole grown speaker. And I absolutely love speaking around the topic of with teenage mothers, with single mothers, because I've lived it. That's been a part of my journey. And I love to speak to it, to speak to overcoming the odds. So that's a little bit about me on tonight. And then I want to go into, of course, ending with some empowering and encouraging quotes. The first one on tonight is, it actually doesn't take much to be considered a difficult woman. That's why there are so many of us. That's by Jane Goodall. Think about that quote, women. It actually doesn't take much to be considered a difficult woman. No matter what you do, think about it. If you stand up for something, if you don't sit back and let people walk over you and take anything, you're considered a difficult woman. Oh, she's difficult. And sometimes they use the phrase, oh, she's an angry Black woman. This quote says it actually doesn't take much to be considered a difficult woman. That's why there are so many of us. Last night we decreed and declared that we ain't going nowhere. That goes right along this quote. We're going to continue to show up. We're going to continue to open our mouths. We're going to continue to talk against injustices. We're going to continue to expose these things. We're going to continue to be creative. We're going to continue to show up and show out, no matter if you're saying we're difficult, if we're angry, all the things. We're going to continue to show up and be there, because this quote simply says, it actually doesn't take much to be considered a difficult woman. That's why there's so many of us. And that's why we are forging forth and leading. We have to keep pressing. Welcome in, Arnita. Thanks for joining. And the last quote for the evening. Women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice. And they need to feel empowered to use it. And people need to be encouraged to listen. That is by Meghan Markle. It says women don't need to find a voice. Hey, women, we don't need to go find a voice. We have a voice. Our voice has an assignment. Our voice has purpose. We need to feel empowered to use our voice. That means if you're in a space where you don't feel empowered to open your mouth and use your voice, you may just be displaced. You should be in places where you feel empowered to open your mouth and allow your voice to activate and do what it was created to do, because we have a voice. We don't have to find it. And we need to be in places and feel empowered to use it. And guess what? In that same tribe, in those same spaces, the people need to be encouraged to listen. Listening, active listening, is a very critical skill. So as a woman, not only do we need to know we have a voice, how to use it, how to activate it, to know that it has purpose, to know that it has destiny, we also have to know that we have to have ears to actively listen to the other voices that have assignment. Because somebody's voice is assigned to us, just as our voice is assigned to somebody. So this quote is very, very poignant. It says, women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice, and they need to feel empowered to use it. And people need to be encouraged to listen. Welcome in, Sarah Patty. Thanks for joining in. And that was by Meghan Markle. Guess what, y'all? That is it. That ends day 14 chat. I appreciate you chatting it up with me for day 14 of the She Is Powerful March Challenge. I've made it 14 days straight. Though I've come on some days and made about a hair of my chinny chin chin, I have made it. And I am committed to finishing out this month strong, going live every day as we celebrate Women's History Month. Thank you so much for joining. If you catch it on a replay, thank you so much for listening. And for those that are out there who are women, if you are a woman, celebrate yourself, celebrate other women. If you are a man, celebrate women, celebrate all women, celebrate every woman in your life. We still got several days to go in this month. Lift up the women around you. Let them know how special they are. Encourage them, empower them, provide them with insight and love, and amplify them. This is Women's History Month. Love y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Get some rest, and I will see y'all on tomorrow.